Hi everyone, this is a video that I've wanted to do for a long time and it is a Boy George tutorial. I'm going to do the look that Boy George wore to Pride the other week. So I'm going to start off by using my Clinique Super Balanced foundation, and the number is number 2, Fair. When Culture Club were massive, a lot of people were really, surprised and shocked by the whole Boy George thing. First of all, they weren't sure if he was a girl or a boy, but there'd never really been anybody that was sort of out there like Boy George. He wasn't out, if you know what I mean, but he was out in the public eye, and people weren't quite sure what to make of it. And it made people really think, and it made people feel uncomfortable. And especially at that time in the UK, it was quite a rough period. There was lots of sort of gay bashing and skinheads and stuff, and it was very brave to walk the streets like that, actually. And I really admire him for being what he is and always being true to himself. I think that's great. And also, I just think he is a bloody comedy genius. If you ever see any of the early interviews when he was in Culture Club, a lot of the interviewers were really rude and obnoxious and really belittling towards him. And he was brilliant. He always kept it to business, but he really put them in their places, which always just made me laugh. Especially when I watch him now. If you look on YouTube, actually, there's a really good one. I don't know if it's my favourites. It might be in my favourites. There's a really good one where he's interviewed by this Australian host, and he's just so articulate. Quite a few years ago, Boy George's makeup artist Christine Bateman worked in the Soho store with Nick. Nick said she was lovely. She also said that Christine said to her that Boy George would love her because Nick looks a bit like Boy George, but not as much as I look like him, I'm proud to say. We have the same double chin. Might do that shade the jaw in with black thing, because it's genius. I love that. Doesn't that just make you laugh? It's like, yeah, I've got a double chin, but you can't see it. Boy George often wears his eyebrows really, really dark, so I'm going to use, what should I use? I'll use Typographic on the brows, and I'm going to make mine a bit fuller because he often has much fuller brows than me. I'm using a MAC 266 brush. When I worked at MAC, like, how many years ago was that? Maybe 6 years ago? There was a guy that worked in the store who used to do this thing where it would be like, whose love child are you? And apparently I am the love child of Boy George and Annabel Croft, the tennis player. I was actually quite chuffed with that. My mate Nikki got Joan Sims and John Inman. If you've not read the Boy George's book, Take It Like a Man, totally get it and read it. It's brilliant. It's all about his life, as a young lad, growing up in, I think it was like somewhere like Bromley or somewhere. I'm probably wrong, but somewhere really kind of you wouldn't associate it with being particularly out there or creative. Sort of about him asserting himself, and he leaves home and goes off and moves into some squats in central London and meets Marilyn, and as to be expected, he's a total drama queen. Every other page is about him breaking down in tears, especially when he goes touring with Culture Club and keeps having fights with John Moss. It's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. It's so funny and so well written, but it also gives you a real insight into like 80s, the fashion, the new romantics. In fact, this is one of Boy George's early looks. This book is fantastic if you're interested in the new romantics. It's called The Look, actually, this book, and it's brilliant. It's filled with pictures of what was really big. But also, I think this is the best book to give you a really good insight into what was going on, what was being worn, what the scene was all about, because a lot of it, I think, stemmed from Bowie. People's obsession with Bowie. The Look, New Romantics by Dave Renouf. Really wicked book. I love that one. I'm going to start off by using a colour called Greystone, which is, as the name suggests, a grey colour, a grey stony type colour. On a 266 brush, I'm going to just draw in the shape. shadow all the way underneath. And out to join it. And then on a 217 brush, I'm going to blend that lightly. Don't blend it too much because we want to keep kind of the harsh line. It's quite a defined look. Take 239, yes, 239, and I'm using some Black Tide, which is a black sparkly one from MAC, and I'm going to just push this colour along the lashes, just to really build some depth up there. Blend it, and then I'm just going to add this grey stone in here. Now, using my Bobbi Brown Longwear Gel Liner, I'm just going to put an eyeline in. And take a tiny bit of that just along the bottom lashes there. Rimmel Glam Eyes Mascara. And I've got plenty of this on. A black eyeliner from ELF. Eyes, lips and face. This is really good. I think it comes in at like about £1.50 or something. It's got like a grey eyeshadow on one end, I'll show you, which is pretty good. You could do this look with that. It's pretty good. And on the other end, it's got a really good black liner. What about that for £1.50? Not tested on animals, what more could you want? Have a bit of mascara on the bottom lashes too. I'm going to use some vanilla highlighter to really enhance that arch. On his cheeks he had quite a bright pink. I'm going to use, this is Nymph by Illamasqua, one of my faves. He also has it quite high up on the cheek, in true 80s fashion. Tiny bit of concealer under the eyes just to tidy up our line. This is from my Bobbi Brown University palette. Okay, Boy George doesn't have amazingly massive lips, just like me, I don't really, so I'm using, this is a really nice colour, it's called Naked Ambition, it's from Benefit. I'm just going on the very edge of my lip line to make them slightly fuller. I'm going to use my Clinique, this is it's brand new, it's called Vitamin C Smoothie. Vitamin C Smoothie Antioxidant Lip Colour. And I really rather like it. I don't know if it's launched yet though. It's a gorgeous colour. The colour is Nude Tritus, number 2. And I'm going to finish off by powdering. I'm using the really lightest colour. This is from Laura Mercier Translucent. Get rid of that shine. Can't afford Philip Treacy. Accessorise is the best I can do, I'm afraid, on hats, but here you go. Boy George. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay tuned. Okay, thanks, bye!